Hi y'all, it's Kimberly here. Thank you for coming to my channel, everybody. I made the DoorDash video the other day, and I was gonna make a little bit more, tell a little bit more about working for DoorDash. So, if you haven't started or you're just thinking about it, you can look at the first video, and then this is a second part, kind of like, and I've got some things here that you might not be aware of, or even if you've been driving for a while, some of these things you might know of, but there's some other issues that you haven't come across yet. When you work for DoorDash, you're not really an employee of the company. You're considered an independent contractor, which means you're going to have to pay your own taxes at the end of the year. So the money you're making now, it's coming to you tax-free, and you're going to have come April 15th, when you file your taxes, you're going to have to pay your own part out of the money that hopefully that you saved, or if you make enough in that month to pay all your taxes, or depending on what your deductions or however your tax situation is. Just keep that in mind. And you can decline orders if you don't want, if it's too far, you don't like the pay or whatever it is. Just push decline, and it's going to ask you again, are you sure? Then push decline, or either I think it says go back, and then another screen pops up, and it lists a whole bunch of reasons why you decline it, and then at the bottom it says something else, and you can either tap on one of those real fast if it's too far or not at your starting point, or there's all different reasons. And then if you want to tell them, I put low pay a lot because I'm not taking those $2, $3, $4, even the $5 orders. I rarely take anything unless it's $6 and above, because these people that want to order for $2 and not tip you, they can go pick it up themselves. I don't care. And you can also unassign an order. Like if you get to the restaurant and the employees are piddling around, they don't have the food made, you just don't want to wait if they're really busy. And I've had situations like that. There's certain restaurants in my area that I don't go to anymore, that I don't accept because of a particular restaurant that I complained about. When I unassigned an order one time, I waited like 15 or 20 minutes in the drive-thru, and I was kind of trapped behind these cars. And then when I was finally able to get out of it, it was a double restaurant. It was Bahama Bucks and Subway, and I was waiting on the Subway order, and Bahama Bucks was at the front, and right as you're going through the driveway, it's right there, and then Subway was behind it. And all the people going to Bahama, it was a double drive-through where they had the 2 lanes, but then it turns into one. And all the Bahama Bucks were just passing me by, and I sat at that thing forever. And when they finally did answer me, I told them, I'm DoorDash here to pick up, and they're okay. And then they took like at least another 15 minutes. I probably waited in line like 10 minutes, and then at the speaker, and then another 10 to 15 minutes for them to make the orders of 2 cars. They're making the orders as they were going up. And I know that I've worked there before, so I know sometimes you do get shorthanded there, and there's usually only 1 or 2 employees there. And sometimes there might be 3 if it's a lunch rush or something like that. But it's just one of the restaurants that I just won't do after that. And I unassigned it, and I drove off. And I feel bad for the person, and I text them, and I told them, they don't even have your food ready. I've been waiting like 20 minutes or something like that. I can't remember. And, if you're in a situation like that, if you have the time to wait and you don't care and you talk to the customer, make sure you contact the customer if you're waiting for something like that for a long time. They may not care, they might actually be busy or something, and they're like, oh, okay, that's fine. So it's up to you, however you feel about it. And you get a red card when you start. You have to have the red card, which is a company credit card, basically. And there's certain restaurants, they won't make the food ahead of time until you get there, and you'll get an order. If it's red card order, it'll say red card somewhere on usually at the top or somewhere. It'll say red card on mine. I don't know how it is on all of the markets. But I don't do those anymore because the restaurants that I've gone to, you have to order it yourself. And usually there's like 1,000 questions. If the customer orders something and they don't tell you, like an order of fries, if they don't specify whether it's small, medium, or large, or if they have particular sizes and the customer may not know that, when you get to the restaurant and you start ordering, they're going to ask you, well, what size? And then they're going to ask you just all kinds of questions, specifics, about the burgers or whatever kind of food it is, and sometimes they don't put anything really specific to that particular item, and you have to either call them, and if you guess, I've done that a few times. I think it was on the I don't remember. I think it might have been the size of a fry. I don't remember. And that was the last order I took. It's like, I'm tired of this. I'm not going to do this anymore because I just don't like ordering it. And then you have to get the order, through the app and drive to the restaurant. Then you got to order the food and make sure you get all the food ordered, the extra sauces or ketchups or whatever they want. And they ask you what kind of sauce all the time. Numerous times I've gone to those kind of orders and I was like, I don't know, for chicken nuggets or whatever sauce restaurant, if they have some particular kind of sauce or something like that. And I just got tired of it and I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. And then you have to go, after you order it, you've got to go up to the window and pay for it with a credit card, and then you got to wait for them to make it. So it's just as if you had driven up like a customer and just now ordered your food. You got to sit there and wait, and then you got to deliver it. So I was like, that's too, it doesn't pay enough, and that it takes usually 45 minutes to an hour by the time you drive from the moment you get the order to you deliver it. To me, it just takes too long, and it doesn't pay good enough. At least in my market, it doesn't. So I don't do those anymore. And sometimes in some cities, you may have bad drivers. Where I'm from, we're known for having bad drivers in this particular area, especially with bad weather, because the weather's usually not very cold here, or we do have winter. It does get cold. Yeah, it was cold. It's been cold the last week here. Today the sun's coming out, but if we have ice or snow here, nobody knows how to drive in this. They wreck constantly. I mean, we were on the national news for having like 300 wrecks in like a matter of hours, like 2 hours or something like that. So, if you're comfortable driving in bad weather, or if you're just going to do it only in the good weather, if it's raining really bad, or, you have particular weather in the area where you live in, if you have a lot of overpasses or busy streets, that are flooded or something happens. So you have to think about that too. And you don't have to handle any money. That's the one thing about this job I like. You don't have to handle the money. You don't have to worry about, you don't have to, when I deliver pizzas, it takes time, you got to get the change, count it out. And this really cuts it down on, all you do is drop the food off and go. And it makes it a lot faster. And you don't have to worry about whether you have change. You don't have to worry about getting robbed or anything like that. So I really like that. That's a really good safety thing about this job. That's one of the best perks of this job that I like. And liquor, you may have liquor orders in your area, alcohol orders, which I don't take the alcohol orders. I just don't like, they're usually late at night. And sometimes they may be a little tipsy, and they may, I don't know, some kind of behaviors come out sometimes, when people are in that state, and I don't want to do it. And the one I think I may have taken 2 of them. I took one by accident. I didn't even know that it had liquor on it, and it was a food order, but it was at a, I want to say convenience package store sort of thing, and it had a food order when it came up. But then when I got in there, I looked, and I guess I didn't pull the screen all the way up, and it had liquor on it. I wouldn't have taken it if I'd known that, but I was already just right there getting the food, so I had to take it anyway. And that's up to your personal belief or personal whatever if it doesn't bother you, then fine. You might even get tips from it. I don't know. And you have to think about we're running around out here in the open with all this in the middle of a pandemic where people are getting sick and some people are not wearing masks, and a lot of restaurants, a lot of them are getting more crowded now. I realized when I first started doing this, people were very good about being 6 to 8 feet away in the city I was in. People were really good about it, and I really wasn't too concerned about it. And there was all kinds of sanitizers at every restaurant I went to, just everything, and they were cleaning the doors and everything and the handles. And now it's more relaxed, I think. I mean, the restaurants are more crowded. People are standing a lot closer together. A lot of people still don't wear masks, and so that is a risk, you have to take. And you are probably delivering to many people who have COVID-19, so you have to, think about that. But if it is, they're the ones who really are the ones wanting a no-contact delivery. So that does, that limits you to it. But going into the restaurants, if you're not comfortable running around, if you're going to work a full day, you may go to 20 restaurants, and be in a crowd of that many people. So as us as workers doing that, we're, really exposed. So, I have sanitizer in my car, and I wash my hands every chance I get. At a lot of restaurants, if I'm waiting on the food, I go to the bathroom and wash my hands. And I try to not touch the doors, use my fingers, arms, or something to open the doors, and you just have to be prepared for that. Think about that. If you think you can handle the routine of that, and make sure you wear your mask, and like I say, wash your hands, sanitizer, keep sanitizer in your car, sanitize your steering wheel too, because if you're touching stuff out there, door handles or something like that, and then you come in, start touching your car, your steering wheel, your gear shifts, or whatever, your keys even, make sure you sanitize them, wipe them down every once in a while. I wipe my steering wheel down every day, and you can use the little wipes, the thing, which I'm fixing to go to the store to go get some. Well, that's the second part. That's some of the things that I thought about. I thought maybe if anybody was thinking about doing delivery for not just DoorDash, but any other, there's Uber Eats, Postmates, grocery delivery. Just think about, are these the things that are acceptable to you to do? If not, you may or may not want to do the job based on a lot of things that I said. So, okay, thank you all for coming to my channel. Thank you so much, and have a good day. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you.